What's going on, YouTube? I'm here with my friend Brian. Hi. We're basically childhood friends at this point. How long have we known each other?
20 years.
Too fucking long. This is his Firechicken that his dad gave him. It's a 91, right?
Yeah, it's 91.
91 Firechicken that his dad gave him. It has an LT1 in it, and it is at my mom's house right now. It had blown head gaskets, so we took the heads off of it. We cleaned up all the wiring inside of the engine bay. The ECU was completely just wires everywhere. So right, so we wrapped all that stuff up. He just came back from the machine shop with his heads that are refurbished. He had them decked, everything's straightened out. Everything's good to go. He had a valve job done. The only thing we have to do at this point is buy new rockers for it, or at least he has to. Today we are tackling the suspension on this boat. Now the suspension on this is completely blown. Terrible. It is worse than a boat. It's very scary to drive in it. I will not drive in it, especially with him driving. So today what we're doing is we're going to replace the rears and fronts with springs and shocks. Yeah, everything's brand new. So he does have, what is it, 2-inch lowering springs or something along the lines of that?
Like that, yeah.
So he's got that. He's got these springs right here. We can show the heads real quick. There's too much junk inside of this garage. Yeah, so all new brand new springs. Car should run really nice. And this is what everything under here currently looks like. The shocks are completely fucked. And the previous owner put some sort of spacers in them, I guess, to, I don't know what, I guess to raise it up. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you the reasoning.
Right. I don't know why they would do that. What is the point of that? I have no idea. He also has this battery tray reservoir that we are going to try and get inside of there. Obviously there is rot, so that's all getting cut out, and we might as well replace the coolant reservoir that is in there, because let's face it, that one looks 10 times better than this big ugly coolant reservoir that is like that. So that is what we will be working on today. So let's get it. Okay, YouTube, we got the suspension and struts out, and they are completely fucked. Here are the old ones. Everything is rusted. Obviously the shocks are done. Those are blown. The springs are completely, they're just so loose at this point. So now we're replacing them with brand new ones. These two are pretty cool because they adjust. I don't know anything about these. I just try to replace them. So, but yeah, everything seems to be pretty. There's still some rust in areas. Nothing's rotten though. It's a typical like Wisconsin car. It's got some frame rust on it, but it's not terrible. So yeah, as soon as we get done with these rears, we will start on the fronts, and we could show how terrible that stuff probably is too. So okay, so we got the new suspension in. It's fairly easy. Nothing out of the ordinary, just putting everything in place. Shocks, springs. It wasn't too hard. Was it too hard? It wasn't too hard. Easy work. That's all we do. We just do easy work around here. Yeah, so before we put the wheels on, we'll probably tackle the fuel filter, and as soon as that is done, we will put the wheels on, and then start on the front. Alright, so we got the fronts all done. Wasn't too bad. We just had to, there's 2 bolts that would not come off, and we had to put a lot of heat on them. Otherwise, everything else went together pretty well. Everything looks pretty good. Got the new shock on there, got the new spring. Now we're just putting the wheels on. Gonna test to see how nice the suspension's actually gonna be. It's gonna be a lot stiffer. The ride height's gonna be a lot better. And this thing is not gonna be a complete boat, which is gonna be rice. It's gonna be rice, right? It's gonna be rice, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice and rice. Yeah, once we get the wheels on, we'll drop it down and we can show you how everything goes. Should work out pretty well. 10 times better. This has turned out really well. Before, it was complete garbage. Now, the front is still, it's a little soft,
A little squishy.
but it's nothing. It's gonna be way better. 10 times better. There's no comparison of how terrible this actually was. The height, I think it lowered a little bit.
Yeah.
Barely,
not much.
yeah. If it was lowered, it was lowered just like barely a little bit, but nothing too serious.
Half inch maybe.
This fender needs to be repainted. It is terrible.
I think so. It's no good.
Yeah, and 2, you'll see that in the wheel wells here, the gap is going to be a little bit more than this side. That's not because of the car, that's because of the garage. The slab is all uneven, so if you see that, that's not really, it's going to be even, you know, as soon as we get it out on like a level surface. So, but yeah, overall, it wasn't too bad.
No.
Just those 2 bolts.
2 bolts in the front.
Yeah, those were what killed us. That's what took us the most time. We had to use a lot of heat, so. But otherwise, I mean, the suspension is done, the fuel filter's done, your OptiSpark is done, the brand new water pump is done, the heads need to be done. We'll do that next week along with this coolant reservoir that Brian got out of a 4th gen. He says it's out of a 4th gen. I'm gonna have to believe him. I'm just here cutting stuff apart and taking things apart and putting them back together and helping him. So I don't know anything about these cars. I just know how to take things apart, and I can somewhat remember how to put the stuff back together. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Next week we will tackle the heads. We got her all done and refurbished there. New head gaskets.
Valve job.
Valve job. He is gonna have to buy new rockers. The ones that the machine shop took off the existing rockers, and they were trash. So you might as well just buy new ones since we're in there. Yeah. Get it done. I'm thinking, how many more weeks do you think will be until this thing's done?
2, 3 tops.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, we're not rushing.
Next week we'll probably just get the heads on. We're not trying to rush a set by any means. It's winter time right now, and you know, there's no reason to get it on the road. So we'll take our time. We'll clean everything up, get everything good, and hopefully get it started,
Make
right?
this bird fly one more time.
Make this bird fly one more time. And on that note, that's going to be the end right there. Make the bird fly one more time.
Why does that one more fly left in? We don't fucking know.
Yup, we'll see.